Hello! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariel, and today I'm going to be talking about how to build a masculine Fairycore wardrobe. You might have seen my previous video on how to build a Fairycore wardrobe, but that was definitely focused more towards feminine presenting people. So I got a couple requests to do a video on a more masculine Fairycore wardrobe, and I thought this was a really great idea because there really isn't much on masculine Fairycore out there, as I found out in my research. So this was a bit difficult for me to plan out because there isn't much on masculine Fairycore out there. So a lot of this I'm honestly kind of just making up. So this is just how I'm interpreting masculine Fairycore to be and what I think would fit in with a masculine Fairycore aesthetic. But please feel free to disagree in the comments below or add any other suggestions on what you think would fit into a masculine Fairycore wardrobe. I would love to hear your ideas. With all that said, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe for some more fashion content and content discussing different aesthetics. And follow me on Instagram at DRESSRELIEF and on TikTok at DRESSRELIEF. And let's jump right into this. So, essentials. For tops, I feel like peasant tops and kind of loose, flowy tops would fit that Fairycore vibe but still look a bit masculine. I'm thinking pirate core, which I just found out was a thing. I feel like those style tops would fit that kind of foresty vibe if styled right. But if you want more of that magical, ethereal, kind of glittery vibe, maybe you can find a sheer or lace or frilly button-down shirt. I'm thinking like Lyrica Matoshi style. That will give that light, airy, romantic look, although it'll be more on the feminine side. Overalls would also be a really good addition to your closet. I think it could be styled with a lot of things and fit that aesthetic, especially in like a green or brown or earthy color. I think anything corduroy would also fit that like cozy, foresty vibe. Something like corduroy jacket, corduroy pants, or corduroy overalls, and especially again in the earthy color. A knit cardigan could also fit that vibe. But I think where you're really going to make your outfit look more Fairycore would be with accessories. So accessories like elf ears, arm warmers can carry over from the feminine Fairycore into the masculine Fairycore aesthetic. And then instead of a purse, maybe you can have like a little pouch on your belt, because that's how I imagine fairies would carry around things. You could wear funky socks with especially nature-inspired patterns like mushrooms, floral patterns, or insects on them. And then you could also have fairy jewelry, which I'm pretty sure I mentioned in my other Fairycore wardrobe building video. Things like crystal jewelry, or maybe like those necklaces with the little teeny tiny little terrarium jar necklaces. Also acorn necklaces. I saw a little TikTok video on making an acorn necklace, and I thought that was super cute, and now I want to make one. And I think that would fit both feminine and masculine Fairycore. I've also seen wooden jewelry, like wooden rings on Etsy, and I think those would also be suitable for masculine Fairycore. Also messenger bags, like in a brown or green messenger bag, that would fit Fairycore as well, and especially that Y2K 2000s inspired Fairycore. And for shoes, I'd probably go for Oxfords or lace-up boots, and I'd probably go for a brown color to fit that earthy tone color palette, but it depends on what you have in your closet and what you're going to wear it with. In general, for picking out items, I would go for items with a loose and flowy fit, and I would go for light colors, especially earthy colors, similar to the regular Fairycore color palette. I would just follow that. And then I feel like details from the feminine Fairycore aesthetic can still carry over. For example, raw hems. You can get shorts or trousers with a raw hem. Now, looking for inspo, what I did was look up illustrations of male fairies or even characters from fairy movies and just pick out items that I feel like would fit in a masculine Fairycore wardrobe for the everyday person. And I also tried looking up Goblin Core for inspiration because I feel like it's pretty similar and a lot of the items naturally fit a masculine wardrobe as well. So if you have any other ideas for looking for inspiration, leave that in the comments below. That's what I try to do since there isn't much on masculine Fairycore already, and that's what I got from it. First of all, I always recommend thrifting and secondhand, and especially for the Fairycore aesthetic, I feel like a lot of the essentials you can find secondhand, whether that's thrifting in person or online. I love using apps like Depop, Poshmark, Vinted, Mercari, ThreadUp, because it just makes it easier to search for specific items, although it won't be as cheap and affordable as thrifting in person. I also feel like some of the options that I mentioned in my first building a Fairycore wardrobe video still applies here, because they do have options for men, such as Etsy, ASOS, or Topshop. You might be able to find some stuff there. YesStyle also has some stuff for men, although I don't think the collection is as big as their items for women. I'm not too familiar with men's clothing stores, but you might be able to find some items at Land's End, LL Bean, J. Crew, especially like sweaters, cardigans, and maybe some pants at those places. Other than that, I don't know of any men's clothing stores that cater specifically to this aesthetic, but if anyone does know any by any chance, leave it in the comments below, please. But you may have more luck searching for specific terms like men's corduroy jacket, men's corduroy pants or overalls, men's peasant top, anything like that, or the essentials I mentioned earlier. I think you could find some options there. And finally, I wanted to quickly go over masculine grunge Fairycore. So I think you could apply a lot of the same items that I mentioned in the last video to masculine grunge Fairycore, except of course the skirts, the corsets, the ripped tights, but pretty much everything else still fits. The oversized t-shirts, hoodies, sweaters, especially t-shirts with an edgy design or a fairy inspired design. The combat boots, the arm warmers, the asymmetrical hems, and the raw edges, I think you can still apply those to masculine grunge Fairycore and, you know, mix it with regular Fairycore, and you can still get that same look. And of course, just go for a darker, earthy color palette. And that's pretty much it. I know I didn't go quite as in depth as I did with my previous Fairycore video. It's just really difficult to find masculine Fairycore wardrobe ideas, so I totally understand why you guys asked for that, and I really hope I did it justice, and I hope I gave you some ideas for this kind of wardrobe. And of course, if you have any other ideas, let me know in the comments below, and please share your ideas with everyone else who's interested in a masculine Fairycore wardrobe. And if I did help you out, of course, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and I will see you guys next time.